Hi everyone and welcome for this tutorial of to paint Robin from the game Batman by Monolith. So we are going to paint some red, green, yellow, a lot of different kind of colors. So let's go for the paint. First of all, I start by priming all my miniatures in gray color. It will be more easy for me to see all elements, all details. And now I start by basing my yellow with some Japanese uniform from model color. So as you can see, it will be a very more strong yellow, and it's very more covering, so more easy to put this first color everywhere. By the way, you need probably to put two different layers of yellow to be sure the color will be totally opaque and clean. And now I start primed the green just with some Pro Color green. This is a dark green from Pro Color, so it's a very liquid color, so it's really easy to put with your brush. And now I continue the base by using some Dragon Red from Army Painter. As you can see, I use the side of my brush a lot just to be sure the color will be very quickly and more easily put on my miniatures. And I continue with the black on all these different elements. Don't hesitate when you start painting and start basing the color to see how our reaction have your brush and in which direction the color is going. So you can more easily push after that the color, the highlights, and everything else. The base is for me very important because having a very clean base is going to help you to have at hand a pretty nice minis and with very nice transition. So I make my second layer of yellow, so it's always the same color I use at beginning, so it's a Japanese uniform, and that will make a perfectly clean yellow on all the base. And I'm going to use some barbarian flesh for the head and all the flesh parts. I use barbarian flesh, but every time I tell you I use this kind or anything else, the name of a color is not the most important. You just need to find a similar color in your set that will work perfectly. I use after that a golden yellow from Prince August, so it's Valero, is the same kind of color, and I push my highlight a lot. Don't take care about the transition, just try to be the more clean you can. Don't try to have something clean in the first step. That's not the good way. You are going to see that after that, after I have a nice and a good intensity in my color, I'm going to come back and clean. So you can clean with the previous color, Japanese uniform after, or you can, as you are going to see, use the whiskey color from Pro Color, for example, some very light and yellow brown to push your shadow and clean your yellow by the way. So as you can see, I go and push in the opposite direction of my light because it's shadow, so it seems to be totally normal. And now I'm going to push more and more highlight with my yellow. As you can see, the video is cut and the movement is more quick than the classical movement, because if I make a video in the classical time, it will be very more long. So don't hesitate, take your time and make it very step by step. So now I come back with some pure red from Army Painter, and I'm going to push more and more highlights on smaller and smaller parts. That's very important to understand. If you want very nice transition, you need to focus to always reach a smaller and smaller parts to be sure that your previous step will always be present and visible. I come back with some orange, so you can use different kind of orange. This one is a Troll Slayer orange from Games Workshop, and I'm going to push once again some highlight on some very few points. As you can see, at the moment I start just to tap my color and not really push them. It's only to have a more strong color when I put on my mini. When I push the color, it's going to be less strong. And now I come back with a mix between a little point of ivory and my previous orange. So as you can see, more I advance in my paint and less I reach large surfaces. So don't hesitate. I probably make some demo class at Adepticon. It's not totally sure for the moment, but if you are interested, just check the Adepticon. It's in Chicago. If you can be interested to meet me and meet my way to paint. So I had more and more black right now, just to push more shadow on the different parts, and I make the same on the paints. Remember always, when you push your black, it's a very covering color, so don't hesitate to dilute a lot and to remove a lot of your paint from the brushes, so you can more easily control them. After that, I'm going to push more highlights just by adding a little bit ivory into my previous green. And I'm going to put that on very small parts. I'm not going to work a lot on the green because my most important color is the yellow. The second one is the red, and the last one will be the green and the black. So I'm not going to work a lot on the green color. Now I come back with my airbrush, just with a little bit gray color, to put my highlights on all the black parts. It's not necessarily easy to have a nice black color, and I think the most efficient way is to use airbrush on this case, because it's going to push a little bit color, and after that I will come back with some black to make a better transition and to have a very more strong black, and that's going to make all the reflect on the black color in the most efficient way. I come back now, as you can see, with some black color to push more shadow and a more deep effect on my black. Don't hesitate in the comments to tell me if you have any question or any suggestion. Don't hesitate to like the video and subscribe to my channel if that's not already the case, so you can have an alarm when I launch a new tutorial on my channel. And now I come back once again with some gray, just to push a little bit more highlights on every edges. That's going to push once again more contrast into my black color, and that will very helpful to have a better visibility and nice results on my black parts. I add a little bit more ivory into my gray, just to push a little bit more the highlight on the black. For sure this step is not necessary, but that will have better effects in my opinion, so don't hesitate to remove this step. Don't make it if you don't want to have a more strong black. So now I start the flesh. The highlight will be very simple because there are not a lot surfaces of flesh, so I just put a little bit ivory in my basic flesh colors, and I am going to tap just on some few points to have nice highlights on the flesh. The eyes on this kind of miniatures is very small, so I'm not going to try to put the eyes, so I just going to put highlights on all the mask of the miniatures. So as you can see, for the moment I just put a little bit ivory on some few points, and now I make the highlight on the mask just to have a better effect on the head, on the face. Don't hesitate if you have once again any question. I will try to ask very quickly. If you want, you can support me on Patreon to have access in preview to my video tutorial, and I will probably soon propose some PDF tutorial only for my Patreon. I come back to make some lining with my black color. Once again, don't hesitate to dilute a lot your black because it's very covering, and try to come just with the points and the side of your brush to push a little bit more highlights on the different parts of your black surface. I really hope you enjoy this kind of tutorial. If you have any suggestion for the next one, don't hesitate. I use some brown earth on the base just to push a little bit contrasts into this, and that's all. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Don't hesitate to ask all the questions you have into the comments. Don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and put any suggestion for the next tutorial. If you have the opportunity to support me on Patreon, that will help me in to walk into my passion. And see you soon for the next tutorial.